There's a website called Zillow.com. It's a real estate website. Anybody been to this? Probably have. You have. It's pretty innovative. Again, it's like LinkedIn. I don't think it's reached a tipping point yet, but it'll probably get there. But one thing that really just impresses me about Zillow.com is it has this thing called a make me move price. So even if you're not selling your house, not interested in selling your house, and even thought about selling your house, you can go on Zillow.com and say, you know, if you give me $325 for that, we'll sell it tomorrow. If you're willing to come out of pocket, you know, it's a pretty novel and interesting kind of thing. And I'm sure that there are people who are like, whoa, someone knocked on the door and they said, I saw your house on Zillow. And be darned, they won't give me the money that I asked for. So make me move price. So I started thinking about that, and I was like, I could totally see that for employees. Make me move this company and come to your company. Here's my make me move package that I've got to have to move. So I started looking around and saying, I wonder if that's already built, because every time I look at something, there's already like 15 things out there. Every time I have an idea, it seems like it's already taken. But I did not find anything that was exactly like that with a make me move price. But I found this company called Glassdoor.com. Has anybody seen Glassdoor before? Kind of obscure right now, but it's interesting because you go to it, you can see real salary information about jobs. But what's kind of neat about it, I think this is brilliant on Glassdoor's part, you have to put in your own salary before you can see the salary of other people. So it's gathering this information kind of on the download there. So, and it was interesting, I've just been playing around with it. You know, Chattanooga doesn't have a lot of data in it yet because it's probably not as, it's not on the cutting edge of internet websites and things like that. But go to Atlanta, and a buddy of mine got a job with, I guess it was Deloitte, one of the consulting firms, either Deloitte or Anderson, or whoever they are now. And it was LinkedIn that told me that he got a promotion. So I looked up his job title in Atlanta, and it showed me exactly what that job makes, which I thought was just crazy. So next prediction, everybody's going to know what everybody else is going to make. It's been something that's been so secretive, and companies want that secret, obviously, because they don't want pay getting out. It would make costs get out of control. But this transparency that's going to come to pricing, you know that's going to carry over to employees and what they're, there's an app on the iPhone using some, what's it called, red laser technology, where you go into Walmart, you pick up an item, you scan the barcode, and it tells you what the price of that item is on Amazon and all these other places. So there's a total transparency in pricing that's coming. Are you familiar with this?
No, I just said I'm going to have to get that.
Yeah, it's $1.99, but well worth it. So that transparency in pricing, I believe, is going to go to employees as well. And this whole idea about everybody's going to know what everybody's getting paid, it's not just money, right? It's the whole package. Who's got health care benefits? Who's got a nice work environment? Who's got time off? Who's got training for me and continuing education and mentorship and all those things that may be important to you? So that's going to become a marketing tool for companies. And probably for employees as well, with the make me move thing. If I say, hey, I'll move for 70 grand, you probably know I'm not making 70, or I'm making close to that if I said that, right? I mean, there's a transparency that comes both from the employer and from the employee on that side of things.
As far as the Glassdoor.com,
I'm not ready for questions. No, I'm kidding.
I'll wait.
No, please.
As far as that is, I mean, I've never heard of it, but you putting in your salary information, I mean, how are they?
It's anonymous. I don't have my name associated with it, but I put in a position and a city and what.
So it's just a position then. It's not.
It's a job title.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for clarifying that, though. I can see. Yeah, and I think I can look through it. You can be ultra anonymous or just a little bit anonymous. I'd have to go back and look.
Do you get the same feedback? I mean, if you're ultra anonymous, do you only get ultra anonymous feedback?
Yeah, and there's a salary part of the site, and there's another part of the site where you review a company. You talk about the culture, and it's a nice place to work. I wish they did this, and in order to do that, you have to write a review of your company. So it's a brilliant idea. You give a little to get a little, I can do. But ultimately, over time, that's going to amass into a lot of transparency. HR. I think his name is Averbook. Jason Averbook is the CEO of a company called Knowledge Infusion, and it's basically an HR technology think tank, maybe. And they also run the HR Technology Conference that's in Chicago every September. Have you been to that? Has anybody been to that? HR Technology Conference? I know some companies here in town send people to that. They do a neat thing at that conference called the HR Technology Shootout, where they have vendors, they all have to stand up in front of a crowd, a big auditorium of all the attendees, and the CEO has to field these challenges. Show me how to enroll an employee in Bangladesh, or if it's a global system. And then the CEO has to demonstrate how to do that with his system, and they get to see if it's usable and if it has the right features. And so they do that with like 3 or 4 vendors, and then they announce a winner. And it's a great marketing tool for everybody. Even the losers say that it's great to participate in that. Anyway, Jason, because it gives them exposure, and some companies may not care about how to hire somebody in Bangladesh, so it's not the end of the world if they lose that challenge. So Jason Averbook, he said that HR doesn't have as much control as it once had. He said that LinkedIn and Facebook know more about your employees than you do, speaking to HR technology people. And I think he's right. So what will HR's role be in this world where decisions can be made outside of their realm? Do they then go back in the process and say, well, let us re-vet this person again? How does this fit in with their diversity initiatives? And particularly a company with government contracts that does affirmative action planning, how does that play in if the hiring is taking place outside? I think these are questions that you as stellar young professionals will have to deal with, probably. So prediction number 3, place will matter even more. In a world where you can work anywhere, telecommuting, on the web, untethered, mobile, Verizon cards in the side of laptops, in that kind of world, you can work anywhere. So if you can work anywhere, where you work will be very important to you. So again, that's going to be part of the marketing and part of the transparency that employees will try to market to applicants. Hey, we're in a great location. So I think place is going to become even more important, not less so. Prediction number 4, the work environment matters even more than it did. This again, in a world where you've got YouTube and you've got photos on the web and all that, you literally can peer into a work environment and see what it's like. You can walk up and down the halls of places, and you can drive by on Google Street View and things like that. So the work environment will also become visible and more important than it has in the past. That's something that an employee probably never thought about before. When they're going to apply to Blue Cross Blue Shield and needed a job, they probably didn't think, because it wasn't available. But if you can go and look at this fancy building they've got up on Cameron Hill now and walk inside and take a little virtual tour, that's going to be a big deal for companies. And so HR departments maybe, and I'm just kind of thinking through this as I'm talking, maybe their role will be more of a marketing role, where HR will market companies and jobs to applicants, and then let the hiring managers take care of the hiring process. It's possible. Prediction number 5. I've got 10 of these.